Welcome to the Dogface Development Code Dogface Development Web Style Guide Public Showcase. Now what this is a web style guide created by Dogface Development Co., which is published on GitHub as Markdown files and as a web page. Now if you find this useful, you can sponsor Dogface Development Co. by clicking this button here. You can watch the repository so that way you can keep up to date as we continue to change it and develop on it. You can fork it to add your own changes to our project, and you can start to save it for future reference. Now as we scroll down the page here, we'll see our README as well as the fact that it is developed as partly HTML and partly Docker files, so that way the web style guide can be downloaded as a Docker container. It's available as a Docker package, as I just said, by clicking using GitHub packages, and it's also in a GitHub environment with GitHub pages. Now, as we scroll down the page here, we'll see some key features, like the fact that it is a clear style guide. There's consistency for all websites. It's easy to implement, has reusable templates and standards. It's available in Markdown and on the web, and is cross-platform web browser based. Now you can access the latest version and the easiest to see version by clicking this link right here, which will send you to the web version of the page. Now to clone and run your own copy of the website, you can use Git. Otherwise, you can pull the Docker image from GitHub packages. Now this project is built in partnership with GitHub, the W3C, W3 Schools, and Simple Analytics. Finally, it's licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 International Public License, which can be found in the license file in the repository. Now we'll scroll back up to the top of the page here, and we'll go basically over what the point of this style guide is. So the point of this style guide is to make sure that all across the website, tools and the design of the website, as well as the text of the website, things like that, are all consistent and all exactly the same in order to make sure that it is a easy to use experience for those using the website. Now this style guide is currently in development, and so we can see some of the basic things that are being worked on, some of the basic components, if you will, in this style guide folder on the repository. Now the style guide is divided up into 4 separate categories: components, examples, guidelines, and patterns. So we'll delve into each one of these folders individually. Starting off with components, there is the alert component, the breadcrumbs component, the buttons component, the dialogues component, the forms, the labels, the lists, the menus, the panels, the progress, the tables, the tabs, the tags, and the tooltips components. Each of those has their own individual components, and those are all things that could be added to a Dogface Development Co. web page. And so it is important that we have defined exactly how they should all work and exactly how they should all look in order to give a consistent approach and a consistent experience to everyone using the website. Now we'll head back to our main tree here, and we'll see that there's also some examples. So this folder will have examples for each of our different things, examples for different websites, so that way you can see, okay, I've read the documentation, I know how it's supposed to look, but now I want to see it. I actually want to see what it's supposed to look like, and so you can head to the examples page. And finally, there's guidelines. So these are guidelines for certain things that you would do on the page, mainly design guidelines. Things like color, content, icons, and typography. There's also other guidelines that will be added, such as writing guidelines and language guidelines. Now moving back, we have some patterns. So in order to create a consistent web appeal, we want to have consistent patterns across all of our pages. So we define patterns in our buttons, the way we format data, our forms, notifications, onboarding, saving different files, saving different inputs, searching, settings, tours, and wizards. If all of these are the same, then we encourage users to stay on the website, encourage them to know what to do as they haven't seen this before. It helps make an easier experience for anyone using the website. Now heading back to the main page here, we have seen the main categories of the style guide, and these are the things that will be put together in order to create a better web experience for anyone using a Dogface Development web program or a Dogface Development website. Now, if you found something useful here, something you want to contribute to, or something you think you could use in your own project, feel free to fork the repository or to start using it in your own project.